Hi everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, Getting Started with HelloSign. My name is Kate, and I'm a Customer Success Manager here at HelloSign, and I'll be walking you through our web app features today. So let's take a quick look at what we're going to be going over today. We're first going to look at who can sign your documents. Then we're going to look at how to create a signature request, and also look at how to create templates and use them to streamline your workflows. We'll also take a peek at the signer experience and where you can track your documents. And then finally, we'll have a Q&A session, which you can go ahead and enter in questions to the Zoom Q&A control panel at any time, and I'll answer as many as I can once we wrap up. All right, before we go ahead and dive in, I do want to mention that we will be looking at only our web app features today. We will not be covering any of our HelloSign API features. So, starting off, we wanted to look at who can sign your documents. So we have three different options for you. The first being just me. So this is going to be an option where you can create a document, fill out some information, and then adhere your signature and send that out to individuals. And then we also have our me and others. The me and others is going to allow you to input information on your behalf and adhere your signature, as well as create fields for your signers to fill out and adhere their signature as well. And then finally, we have just others. So if you have documents that need information to be filled out by your signers only, and then adhere their signature only, such as any tax forms, this is going to be a great option for you. All right, so now we know who can sign. We want to look at where you can sign. The first being your laptop or desktop, the most common of options. And we also have your smartphone and tablets, and we also have an option where you're able to sign in person. So when you have somebody maybe walking into your office and you want them to sign in, sign an NDA, anything like that, you're going to be able to set that up on your tablet and have them do it right as they walk in. All right, so now let's go ahead and jump into my demo account and take a look at some of these features in action. Okay, so when you first log into your account, you will be prompted to your home screen here. This is asking you to simply select what type of document or who needs to sign. So those three options that we just went over are going to be those three options that will always populate. Before we go ahead and jump into creating a request, I do want to show some navigation here. So you're going to have your main menu here on the left-hand side, where you're able to select your signer options, look into your templates, track your documents, which we'll look into a little bit more later, as well as manage your teams and our integrations list. Over here on your right-hand side, you're going to have your username or your login email, which will always be your username, will be up here on the right-hand side. So this is going to allow you to populate your signatures here, any of the saved signatures, as well as create signatures. And then also look at any remaining credits and jump into your settings menu. So let's go ahead and look at creating and saving a signature. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Edit Signature here. Okay, so along the top, you'll see I have all of my saved signatures. So I have two different options here that I've gone ahead and saved. Now, on the left-hand side here, you're going to see the four different options that we have to actually create your signature. The first being to draw in your signature here, and you can easily do that using your trackpad or your mouse. I can type my signature in, and when I type that in, I can use different fonts that we provide here. You can also upload an image of your signature directly to the options there. So if you want to have a more realistic signature there, you can go ahead and upload that. And then we also have the use your smartphone option. For this, all you would need to do is take a photo of your signature using your phone and then go ahead and email it into sign@hellosign.com with the subject line being your unique code. Once you've done that, your signature will be uploaded to your account. To select your default, all you'll do is go ahead and click on the saved signatures and then simply select the signature you'd like to use. All right, so now let's go ahead and start creating a signature request. So for this, I'm going to use the me and others, as it is going to be one of our most common options there. So the first thing you're going to need to do is going to be uploading a file. You have a couple of different options here. The first is going to be uploading the file directly from your computer or your device. We're also able to use a template we've already created, which we will do in just a moment. You can also use any of your file sharing service options here, such as your Google Drive, Box, Dropbox, Microsoft OneDrive, or Evernote. And then you can always drag and drop your file here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and upload a file. Now, if you have more than one file that you need to have signed, so if you have a couple of different documents, you are going to be able to add them in succession here and then also create their order. So if I wanted to go ahead and add another option here, I could go ahead and select my PDF and have that upload, and then I can choose the order in which they're placed. When you actually send this request, this will push them down into one, so it will not go as multiple different requests. It will be in a single fluid request. All right. Let's just whittle that back down to one and keep moving on. So now we need to select who's going to be signing. Since I selected me and others, I'm already added here, so I don't need to worry about that. But I do need to go ahead and add in the next person who needs to sign. So I'll go ahead and add that person in here. And enter in their email. Now I can continue to add signers by simply clicking on the add signer. Of course, if I've added too many, I can easily remove those. All right, so now we have a couple of options that you can choose from as far as the actual emailing process here. The first is going to be adding a CC option. So if you want to add somebody to that particular chain, that way they know that the document is out for signature and that a signature has been applied, you can go ahead and add them on the CC. The next is going to be enable signer reassignment. So what this is going to allow you to do is allow for your signers to actually reassign this document to another individual. So for example, if you're working a sales deal and you have a new individual or new sales contract come through, and you're actually not the individual that needs to sign off, you need to have your manager sign off. What I could do then is simply reassign this to my manager and have them sign the document. This will allow up to 3 reassignments. After 3 reassignments, you would need to have the document recreated and resent. And then I also have my assign signer order. So this is going to just simply select who needs to sign this document first. And as soon as that person has signed, it will then trigger an email to the next individual. Now, it is important to note, as soon as you do send the first request out, everyone on your list will get a notification that the signing process has started and that they will soon receive an email once the individual in front of them has signed off. All right, now let's go ahead and prepare our documents for signing. Here's where we're actually going to lay down any of our text fields and signer fields. So, as you might have noticed, automatically it starts to go ahead and flash save every few moments or so. That's because what HelloSign is doing is it's automatically saving as you're working through your document. All right, so let's go ahead and lay down our first box. So I'll go ahead and grab my text box by clicking on text box along my top menu here, and then simply click where I would like this to be placed. I can stretch this out to match the actual box here, and then on this drop down, I can select who needs to fill this out. So if I wanted to fill this out now, I could go ahead and do that. And now I can go ahead and I can update my font size if I wanted to as well. As I continue on with my particular fields here, since I have already selected text box, it's going to automatically continue with that selection. I also had selected me now, and so it's continuing with that selection as well. To update that, all I need to do is go ahead and, let's click on that again, go ahead and update who's going to be filling that out. So maybe I'll go ahead and enter in myself, but it's actually when the signing process is happening. Now, you'll also notice I have this required field. So I can easily make this something that is required or not required by the individual that is assigned this particular field. And then I also have my validation types. So if I would like to go ahead and exclude certain options, so maybe I wanted to do numbers only, I could do that. So it's going to restrict what individuals are actually able to put into this field. I'll continue moving on here to lay down a few more fields. So I'll go ahead and update that to the next individual. And I'll also go ahead and add another field here. All right, so as I go down, I can add a couple of more options here. So one might be my initials. Maybe I want them to initial off each one of these listings here. So I'll go ahead and drop an initial box. Again, I can resize this if I'd like. Or maybe I want to do a checkbox. I can do that as well. Again, to lay down your field, simply just click where you want that to actually exist on your document. Now I'm going to go ahead and enter in my signatures. Go ahead and click and drop that signature here. And then I'm going to go ahead and add in another signature. And I'm actually going to go ahead and sign this now. So I'm going to go ahead and update me now. Since I already have a couple of signatures saved, I can simply select from my signatures and insert. Now I'm going to select my date sign boxes. Place that down. I'm going to say me now. And it's going to automatically fill in the date. But for here, I want to update this to actually be my signer. And now I'm ready to go. So I'll go ahead and click continue. My document is ready to go and I need to enter in the title. Now the title here is going to be the title of the document. So when you're looking for it in your documents folder, this is how you're going to find it. And then also it's going to be the title of the email. And then I can also enter in a optional message for more context if I'd like. And simply send my request. Now I'm prompted back to our home screen here, and you'll see along the top that I have my request has been automatically sent. All right. Now let's take a look at our templates. So One way to streamline your workflow is to use templates. This allows you to create documents that you know you're going to be using on a regular basis and simply add them and then add your signers. So you don't have to go through placing your fields down every single time. So we have two different options here. The first is going to be creating a standard template. This is great for those options where you need more than a single signature. And then also for those that need to be more customized. This will be sent through an email through your HelloSign account. The other option is going to be creating a link. So what you're going to do with this is create a template that has a link directly to it. This is great for those that only need a single signature. It's also going to be those particular forms that are going to be the same all the time. Waivers, permission slips, standardized forms that you have on your website, for example. With this link, you'll be able to embed this in an email or have it also in your, say, your website. So you'll be able to create that link and insert that where you need. Creating a link here will also be how you're able to start the in-person signing process. So let's go ahead and create a standard template. Again, I need to select what type of file. So I'm going to go ahead and add in my file here. And again, if I had more than one document, I could go ahead and add those and arrange the order. Now, because this is going to be a template, what we need to do is set up our roles. The roles are going to designate who is going to need to sign where. So when you actually go through the signing process, you would then assign those roles to your particular signers. For example, for this permission slip, I can have parent, and I could have teacher. I still have my same options with the CC and the signer reassignment and signer order, and I'll still go through the same process of preparing my document. So here I'll go ahead and grab my text box, stretch that out, and I'm going to have the teacher fill that out. Now I'll go ahead and enter in another text box here, and I'll reconfigure, and this time I'm going to have my parent. One more here for my teacher. And then, of course, laying down your signatures. All right, so once you're ready to go ahead and save your template, you've laid all of your fields and you're ready to go ahead and keep moving, all you'll go ahead and do is click continue. Now, as you'll see also, just like with the original signing process, you'll see the save option periodically flash because HelloSign is constantly saving the work you're doing. So I'll go ahead and click continue. Now I'll go ahead and add in my title, and I could add in a message if I wanted to. Create my template, and now we're going to be prompted to either go ahead and use the template or share this template with my team. I'm going to go ahead and close. All right. So now that we're already here, when you create that template, it automatically populates you to your template section in your document section on this main menu on the left-hand side. When looking at your templates, you see that title, which is also the title of the email that would be sent out. And along the side here, you're going to have a quick actions menu. You can easily jump in and edit. You can duplicate. You can use the template, and I can edit my team access. So any members I have on my team here, I can go ahead and add them to this particular template. So before we go any further at looking at our documents, let's go ahead and take a look at our signer experience. So I'll go ahead and open up my email so that we can see what that looks like for those you're sending that particular signature request to. All right, so I'm now here in my email and I can see my title here and then my message. Go ahead and click review and sign. My document will load. I will see the information that has already been input by the either previous individuals that are signing my document or by the individual who created the document for me. So I can see which fields are required by me by going ahead and looking at that asterisk. So I'll go ahead and enter that in. All right, so now if I went ahead and tried to continue by clicking next, you'll see that I'm prompted to another required field. So I can go ahead and draw in my initials here and insert. And then I'll also see that I have another option here, and now I can click to sign. Once you have completed, the signer will see this particular bar across the top, letting them know that they've completed the signing process. So now I'm going to go ahead and click to continue. And now HelloSign is prompting you with the I agree option to confirm that you agree that this is a legally binding document. If your signers want to look into the actual terms of service, they have a link to that here. So I'll go ahead and select I agree. Now I'm redirected to a thank you for submitting your document. If you would like, there is an option within the admin settings to redirect this to a different page of your choosing. That's again going to be when you're setting up your account as an admin. All right, so that's going to be what your signers are walking through once they receive your documents. Let's go ahead and jump back into my demo account and look at where we can track our documents. So in my main menu on the left-hand side, I have my documents menu. It's going to automatically open up to all team documents if you are an admin. If you're not an admin, it will just open up to all of your documents. You can see the status along the left-hand side. If it's a document that needs your signature, you can easily click your sign option. If you want to get some more information, such as document ID, you can go ahead and actually click on that. And then just like your template, you're going to have your quick action option here, which is going to allow you a couple of different options, including renaming, downloading, resending the option, as well as pushing out a reminder to your signer if they have not signed yet. If you do wish to cancel, you do have the option to cancel here. It is important to note that this will not erase the document for others on the other end. Okay. You're also going to be able to break out your different signatures or your different requests here based on their status. So moving down now, let's take a look at our teams. So within HelloSign, you're going to be able to add multiple different team members to your account. This is going to be how admins are able to restrict what specific members are able to do by placing them on a specific role. So Within the roles, we have our make admin, make developer, and make team manager. Since this individual is already a member, that's not an option, but if I wanted to switch that, I can make this admin a member. So that's going to provide different levels of access to what you can do within your HelloSign account. Quickly, we're going to go over a brief look at our settings here. So with your settings, depending on your role, for admins, you are going to have your business features here. You're going to be able to add branding by adding your company logo, any tagline, and then that redirect, you're going to be able to add that here. Now, another thing you're going to be able to do is that email that your individual signers receive has a from email address. It is a default email, a no reply email. You can go ahead and name this so that it looks a little different when they actually receive that. You can also select what type of signatures you want individuals to be able to submit. If you only want them to be able to type and draw, you can go ahead and remove that smartphone and upload. Moving over, you're going to have, again, teams here, which is also going to allow you to manage your team settings as well as your team members. And then for individual members here, you're going to be able to look at your individual profile. This is where you're going to be able to manage your email address and your profile, and your password. You can also enter in all of your specific information here if you would like to have that specified. And then finally, towards the bottom, this is where you're going to be able to manage your notifications. If you're interested in integrations, we do have a list of our integrations here. Some are going to be right out of the box, so you can easily activate. Others, we provide a little bit of information here, but if you'd like to get more information, such as our HelloSign for Salesforce, you can go ahead and click on more information, and you can reach out to your sales representative. And then finally, we're looking at our billing. So this is going to be for any admin. They're going to be able to manage any of your billing options, including getting a copy of any invoices. All right, so as we wrap up, I do want to point out a couple of resources here. First being our online community and our help center. Within our online community, you can reach out to users just like yourself to ask questions and discuss different features. And then in our help center, you can find a plethora of great help articles as well as short on-demand video tutorials. All right. So if you do have any questions, go ahead and enter them in now. Otherwise, I do want to thank everyone for joining today's session. And if you have questions after we jump off, please don't hesitate to jump into that help center. Have a great day.